It's no secret that the Nintendo Switch is no mean MMORPG machine. However, the game selection is decently diverse. You might even discover new genres or turn your attention toward titles you've overlooked in the past, as there are plenty of new games and old classic titles available for the Switch. The other good news is that most of the best MMOs for the Switch are free to play. We've included a few games on the list that aren't technically MMOs but might still scratch the same itch. Starting off our list at 15th place is Elemental Knights R, a casual MMORPG with cute anime-style character models and plenty of things to do. The class system consists of several options that open up a world of customization possibilities. Players start with a base class and specialize as they become more powerful. Advanced classes include Dragon Saber, Samurai, and Ninja. More than 10,000 items and skills are available. On 14th we have Torchlight 3. It's not an MMO but supports multiplayer with up to 4 players. Torchlight 3 is the third installment in the popular Torchlight series. This ARPG takes place in the Land of Ember where you must defeat the evil armies of the Netherrealm. You can choose to play as one of 4 classes, each with their own unique skills and abilities. You'll also be able to customize your character with different gear and equipment. The game also features a co-op mode so you can team up with friends and take on the enemies of Ember together. Our number 13 might be a good pick for anime fans. The seals that protect the world from Kamigi are no longer in place and you happen to look like the right Oni for the job. You and the other members of your party, should you decide to allow fellow players to help with saving the world. Onigiri doesn't have classes, instead players pick a fighting specialization that allows them to wield several types of weapons. The combat is fast-paced and there are always monsters to kill. Moving on to spot number 12. Monster Hunter Rise is the latest installment in the popular Monster Hunter series. The game takes place in Camera Village where you must defend it from attacking monsters. You can choose to play as one of several classes, each with their own unique skills and abilities. You'll also be able to customize your character with different gear and equipment. Monster Hunter Rise isn't an MMO, but the game features a co-op mode so you can team up with friends and take on the monsters of Camera Village together. 11th place is for the wargaming crowd. If you like armored combat machines and PvP, you have landed in the right place. A wargaming production, World of Tanks Blitz is a tank shooter MMO with more than 350 vehicle models. The selection includes real tanks, current and historical, but also famous experimental machines and vehicles used in fictional universes. The machines can be customized with guns, camouflage options, and various equipment. You will tweak and tinker with your war vehicles as you fight in more than 25 arenas. Team PvE and PvP allow players to engage in numerous activities. In 10th place we have Dragon Quest X. Unfortunately, Dragon Quest X is not available outside of Japan, at least, not officially, but a simple internet search will show you how to get a taste of this forbidden MMO fruit. Some players report that you can still get a fair level of enjoyment even if your Japanese knowledge doesn't extend past the usual anime lingo. If you're keeping your fingers crossed for an English localization, chances are slim at best. Square Enix keeps telling us no, but they wouldn't be the first company to eventually succumb to players' wishes. Moving on to 9th. Although Diablo 3 originally released back in 2012, it's still going strong today. The game was even ported to the Nintendo Switch in 2018. That means you can take this popular ARPG on the go and play it anywhere. The game is set in the dark fantasy world of Sanctuary where you must defeat the Lord of Terror, Diablo. You can play as one of 7 classes, each with their own unique skills and abilities. There's also a ton of things to do in the game, such as completing quests, dungeons, and fighting in PvP battles. In 8th we have TemTem. If you're a fan of Pokemon, then you'll love TemTem. This MMO takes place on the 6 islands of the Airborne Archipelago where you must capture and train your TemTem. You can choose to play as one of 2 characters, either a boy or girl, and your goal is to become the ultimate TemTem tamer. To do this, you'll have to battle other tamers, explore the islands, and capture as many TemTem as you can. Spot number 7 is taken by a classic RPG. We're talking about the 2002 BioWare game that was remastered in 2019 by Beamdog. Although not technically an MMO, Neverwinter Nights supports multiplayer with up to 64 players working together. In addition to easier on-the-eye graphics, the 2019 remaster has more than 100 hours of adventures in the Forgotten Realms. Neverwinter Nights is one of the greatest classic RPGs of all time and a must-play for any fan of the genre. It has an amazing RPG campaign that becomes even more epic if you share it with other players. Dauntless is number 6. Dauntless is a monster slayer MMO with gorgeous graphics. Players roam the lands in search of behemoths. These bosses put up a hard fight. Good thing that you have a generous selection of weapons to make the job easier. The game has a crafting system through which players create the equipment they need. Behemoth encounters are difficult, but you don't have to face them alone. Other players will join the fight. Dauntless receives regular updates and hosts seasonal events that provide fresh activities and more behemoths to take down. Number 5 is for the survival fans. It's time to show others who's the better survivor, with the help of dinosaurs. Ark Survival Evolved is a survival game with a strong companion component. More than 80 types of reptilian creatures are available as mounts and combat helpers. Available in the sense that first, you need to beat them into submission, heal, and care for them. Nothing comes easy in Ark Survival Evolved, and you'd better get used to it. Survival elements such as constantly consuming food and water to stay in good health, fatigue, and crafting are part of the gameplay. In fourth we have Trove. This try-and-games MMO fits many bills. It's a great option if you're looking for a voxel-based game with destructible environments. Character diversity is ensured thanks to a myriad of class options. Between magic users and ninja fighters, you won't lack options. Characters can wear many hats, both figuratively and literally, as cosmetic options are not missing either. Trove comes with RPG features that allow players to customize and strengthen their characters with gear. Crafting is a big part of Trove as well. From items to dungeons, players can create just about anything. First in our top 3, we have Skyforge. What happens when you mix fantasy with sci-fi? Players become immortals in the world of Alien. You can switch between 19 spectacular fighting styles that correspond to classes with equally cool names, such as Firestarter or Grovewalker. Swords, bows, guns, scythes, high-tech gauntlets, and many other weapons are at the Immortals' disposal. Game content includes main story quests. Events that give players an incentive to team up are also part of the deal. Speaking of deals, Skyforge is a free-to-play MMO, so you have no excuse not to give it a chance. Second place takes you to the DC Universe. DC Universe Online is the action MMO that will definitely scratch an itch for superhero-themed games on Nintendo Switch. If you are not a DC Comics fan, don't worry. You can embody a villain and go against Batman, Wonder Woman, and other iconic DC superheroes you don't like. The story-driven quests and adventures are one of the main appeals of DC Universe Online. Players get to explore notorious locations such as Gotham City and Themyscira while they complete missions. Fast-paced combat is just what the doctor prescribed for a superhero MMO. Our first place winner is none other than Warframe. Third-person shooter action comes to Nintendo's third best-selling console. If fast-paced combat is what you're after, Warframe has got you covered. We mean that in the literal sense. A Warframe is a bio-costume that comes in more than 40 shapes and sizes. Each battlesuit has a unique combat style, complete with abilities and powers. More than 300 types of weapons to match the destructive appetite of the moment are available. The movement system complements the action combat. Players can leap, jump, glide, and do all sorts of parkour moves. More than 18 main scenarios are available. Team-based content and PvP provide diverse ways to enjoy the game. So there you have it, our list of the best MMOs for Nintendo Switch. Whether you're looking for an immersive world to get lost in or a fast-paced game to play with friends, there's a game on this list for you. Do you agree with our list? Let us know in the comments below. And remember to subscribe to MMORPG.gg for more MMO news.